Freeman here, Double H, Heart to the Hope here again for another weekly Q&A. Yes, guys, this is where I answer your questions. So again, just to get your question answered, remember guys, we're all up in 1080 PHD, 1080 PHD. I know some people have had issues with 4K. Nobody has issues with 1080 PHD. So we're rolling. Every video, hopefully from now till the end, is going to be from 1080 PHD. So again, to get your question answered, it's very simple. You head to the official Half Hope Football Hut website, which is halfhopefootballhut.com. You scroll down to the contact us section, put your name, your email, and you send in your question. You can ask me football-related questions, sports-related questions, or non-sports-related football questions. I answer all questions. Come on, come on. All right, let's just pump up the brightness on this bialak. First question, let's roll. From Ziggy Stardust. Hello, HH. I was wondering, what do you think are the top 5 clubs of all time? Mine are Barcelona, Real Madrid, Bayern Munich, AC Milan, and Juventus, taking into account their prestige, history, the legends that have played for these clubs, and the trophies they have won. Thank you and have a good day. You definitely have to roll with Real Madrid. You have to roll with Bayern Munich. So I think Madrid and Bayern Munich definitely are right, because we're talking about a whole history. Because people say, wait, why aren't Barcelona there? I'm talking about the entire history. Real Madrid's entire history has been incredible. Bayern Munich's entire history has been incredible. So those for me are right at the top. And then you go to AC Milan, because AC Milan are struggling right now. But up until this period, Milan have been imperious throughout Europe and so forth. So I think those are my main 3 now. As for the last 2, I'm trying to think of, because I look at Ajax and people say, why Ajax? But I say to myself that, okay, maybe they didn't have as many trophies as Barcelona and Juventus. But I just feel like Ajax were victims of how football has changed. Because if football had parity and it was fair, just like how other sports are, and Ajax actually had a chance to keep hold of the titles that they could have held on to, I should have won a lot more trophies, because Ajax's youth system at the time during the 90s was perhaps one of the greatest youth systems ever seen. So that's why I've got to give Ajax a very special mention there. And I suppose you can roll with Juventus and Barcelona as well. So yeah, I think the ones that you have are probably right, because you look at maybe United are a good shout. I would squeeze in Ajax maybe ahead of Barcelona or AC Milan, because for Barcelona, they are just having greatness now. But in totality, Barcelona have had a greater history and prestige as Ajax have done throughout their history. So it's like, I'm taking history into account, and I'm basically going to roll with Juventus for what they've also done for the history as well. So that's definitely one to really think more on. From Matt, hey Half-Hope, my respect from New Zealand. Have been watching your videos for a year now and enjoy your content thoroughly. My question is, if your legacy carried only one message for the world, what would that message be? Man, that's a pretty heavy question. If it's really, I think the message would be thoughtful of what's around you, not only of yourself. Be thoughtful of every creature around you and the planet, because by us being selfish, we're destroying this little planet that we're in. So I would just say definitely be thoughtful beyond your inner circle and look beyond just what is around you. Try and have a greater scope of things in the world. Thanks. Snooze from Mo. Hello, HH. Recently in the UK, paper is being sent to everyone in their mail. The paper's title is Punish a Muslim Day. Wow. Basically, the paper says that on April 3rd, people should torture Muslims and take matters into their own hands. The media is giving this no cover whatsoever. The paper says things along the lines of that the government won't do anything, and if you just follow them, you are a sheep. And then at the bottom of the paper, it says stuff like, verbally abusing Muslim, you get 10 points. If you do this, you get that many points, etc. It even says to bomb a mosque. As I said, the media isn't giving this any attention whatsoever. If someone sent the same paper that said punish a Jew day, which would be awful, by the way, the whole country would be into lockdown. No one would be allowed on the streets. What do you think of the whole thing? Do you think that it's okay that we still have people still trying to spread this kind of message? Yeah, look, man, it's, what does that help? So you burn a mosque, you beat up a Muslim, then what? Then we destroy each other. Burn the extremists. torture them, as in literally burn and torture those extremists who only want to pretty much kill people. But I have Muslims who are friends of mine. So I have Jewish people who are friends, but I know Jewish people, I know Muslim people, I know Hindu people. So that's what, because I always think very logically. You have to focus on who the enemy is. If you're just going out killing Muslims, what does that help? And how will that help things? Because trust me, by doing that, it doesn't really make any sense because they're not really your enemy. Like when Malcolm X said to African Americans, "That's not fight back against these police because these police are directly trying to kill you." So almost every white police guy is directly trying to kill you. That makes sense. So for this guy doing this, is every Muslim you meet trying to kill you? Is every Muslim you meet trying to beat you up, trying to harm your life? No. So you have to deal with facts. Again, it has to be covered because, again, if you want to solve the issue that we have of extremism, go after the low-life losers, and, destroy it. So, yeah, I think, that doesn't make any sense. Following Babalola, dear HH, keep up the great work and great videos. My question is, who is better in their prime, Gerrard or Xabi Alonso? Liverpool fans only seem to talk about Gerrard when it comes to great midfielders. Liverpool have had, although Xabi was key to us winning the 2005 Champions League final. Avengers Infinity was going to be lit. Yeah, hopefully it will. Gotta go look at Alonso, man. In their prime, Alonso. I mean, Gerrard was good, but Alonso is a Euro winner. He is a World Cup winner. He is a Champions League winner. And I just feel that during big games, key games, he really shone through. And it was proven by whenever Gerrard played for England, he just wasn't the same player. People said, well, that's because he had a Xabi Alonso beside you as opposed to like a Frank Lampard or Hagrid. So yeah, for sure, look, that's not even a debate. Xabi Alonso in his prime was better than Gerrard in his prime. From David. HH, I want to explain the situation. Oh God. I was dating a girl for about 3 years and the relationship ended a year ago. But the thing is that she's following me on all social media and always logs in on my Facebook account. What the hell? So how does she have your Facebook details? Okay. And one of her close friends told me that she has a new boyfriend. So why will she be following me? I'd like to know your opinion about it. Keep up the great job. Look, man, I think she's definitely playing games. Because this is what women do. They play games and they are the best. Without a doubt, they are the best at playing these psychological, mental gymnastics. And I think what you need to do is to talk to her and tell her that, look, none of these games. What do you want? If you're following me and trying to be involved in my life, then let's talk about it. But if you've moved on with a new boyfriend, don't follow me on social media, don't log into my account, and don't try to get into my life. Because you have to decide if you don't really want to be friends or something with this girl, then you just got to clear the air. Because I think if you don't let her know and give her that bottom line, she will still start playing these games of like, I've got this new boyfriend, but I still like you as well, but I don't really like you, but I want to just try and confuse you. I think for guys, you just have to say to me, look, man, what do you want? Be very direct and then move on. Because you don't want a situation where like you're now sort of talking behind and this new boyfriend finds out and then things down escalates. Be very, very clear what you want. Probably even tell the boyfriend that, yo, your girl is following me and doing all this stuff. Sort her out, So yeah, man, hopefully that's sort itself out. Dylan Holmes, hey HH, why do you think Robbie Keane was a flop at Liverpool, and who do you think was better in their prime, Defoe or Keane? Defoe was definitely better in his prime, without a doubt. And was Robbie Keane really that great a player? So when you say why was he a flop at Liverpool, we have to first realize that was Robbie Keane that great a player to begin with? I'm not sure he was. So that's just me. So from Mark Rashford, what's the dude saying? I think the Polish nuclear Lewandowski is a secret FBI serial killer. Cristiano must be happy it's officially a done deal. He's joining Real Madrid this summer. Benzema makes Lewandowski's tea. Is it done? I don't know whether that's done. I mean, if that is done, that is huge. But from here, I'm still hearing these are all rumors, and there's still nothing concrete yet. But if that is done, that would be pretty damn huge. Daniel, I should say, hey HH, two weird ones. If you had to move out of London and live in a different British city, which one would it be? I've been to Birmingham and I'm liking Birmingham. So I think if it was not London, I think Birmingham looks pretty nice. So yeah, I think Birmingham, because I've been there, it's probably one that I'd want to move into. It has that kind of nice small feel. Also, do you think Infinity War will surpass Black Panther's numbers? Yes, it will be. I'll be shocked. The only way Infinity War doesn't pass Black Panther's numbers is if it's not very good. If it has like a mixed reviews, then maybe it gets like 1.1 bill or something like that. But even if it gets mixed reviews, I still think it'll be on par. If it's good and it gets good reviews, we're talking about possibly 2 billion. Okay, if Infinity War is good, if it's good, critics like it and the fans like it, we're talking about 2 bill. So if it's good, without a doubt, it will easily surpass Black Panther's numbers. Yeah. So, Ben Joel, hey HH, if you could be reborn as any animal you wanted, what would you be? A bird. I've thought about this a long time. I would love to be like an eagle, because I would love to fly. So if I could be reborn as an eagle, I would love that. A lot of people say they'd like to be a lion or a shark, but if it were me, I would be reborn as a flyer, as I would be able to go anywhere I wanted, watch any match of any sports live without having to pay, and be able to annoy and infuriate my enemies without being persecuted for it. That would be cool, because flies are very annoying. So yeah, that would actually be pretty cool. And Pimp Juice, what do you think of players who had insignificant club careers but lit up the international stage? Do you consider them to be legends? Somewhat. I mean, somewhat. Not. I think legend is too much of a word, but I always use the example of Patrick Mboma. Pretty much had a nothing club career. He always showed up for Cameroon. Closer, wasn't that great for Bayern. It wasn't that great for Lazio, but he's the top goal scorer in World Cup history. But I think it would be too much to say Closer or Mboma were legends, because to be a legend, you need to have done something with club-wise and international. That's why I talk about a Ronaldo, a Zidane, a Maradona, a Pele, and so forth, because they were both great club-wise and international-wise. But I just love people who did stuff internationally, because I just think, like, doing stuff for your country means a lot. All right. James Vujanic, what do you think of Copa 90 Derby Day series on YouTube? I personally think it's one of the best football documentary series. I haven't really watched it. I watched a little bit of Copa 90, but I don't really watch it that much. But yeah, I'll probably, get in and watch a bit of it. But yeah, I just haven't. I've seen it advertised, I think, on CNN, but I've not really watched it that much. Edwin Watson, Netherlands beats Portugal. What's your thoughts? Ronald Koeman looking good? Koeman looking good. Although Portugal, it wasn't their strongest team, but maybe there is a light at the end of the tunnel for Koeman's reconstruction of the Dutch team. Manfred Gunza, hey HH, of all the teams that missed out on qualifying for the World Cup, who do you think is the best quality-wise, and who will you miss the most? It's going to be Italy. I mean, let's be real. It's going to be, because Holland haven't been that great. I mean, the player I will miss the most at the World Cup is Robin, but the team that will be missed the most is Italy. I mean, like, it's still crazy. A World Cup without Italy is madness. I mean, how they messed it up is beyond me. Also, do you think, and that's if we have a World Cup with this whole Putin stuff. Also, do you think Balotelli would be in the Italy squad if he was white? He would be. 100%. I mean, that is without a shadow of a doubt, because I look at Antonio Cassano, who had similar issues as well. And Cassano was nowhere near as talented as Balotelli was, but Cassano was given chances. But Cassano literally screwed things up because he had issues, he was physical and all this kind of stuff, and he was problematic, and he's still problematic as an older person, because for Balotelli, it's like, look, this is a young guy that just needs something. So 100%, a guy that talented, if he was truly white, Italian white, and so forth, come on, they would find a way to put him in the team, and you would see coaches try to say that, look, man, we know it's his trouble, but we understand the talent that he has, and we can be able to curb him and get the best out of him. So they would be able to explain ways of including him into the team. So for sure, I mean, that's standard. Nicholas from Trinidad, I hate modern music from 2010 onwards, but I love 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, and new 2000s, all forms of music. Do I have a condition? No, I mean, I know a lot of guys younger than me who probably only like stuff from the 60s and 70s, like the Beatles, Motown, and so forth. So it's a thing. I mean, there's some modern music I like, but if you look at my playlist, like I've got Tidal, and if you look at my Tidal playlist, the albums I've got on Tidal, most of them are from songs before. Apart from Kendrick Lamar, they did some Temple Pilots album. I think everything else I have is from the past. Everything else I have is from the past. So yeah, I feel you. Alessio, hi H's thoughts on Matteo Damian and Matteo De Sciglio. Damian, no, not that great. I thought it was going to be good from Torino. I thought it was good, but I think his talent has gone down. De Sciglio is better than Damian. He started off well, took a dip, but I think De Sciglio is now slowly getting back. But I still feel for both of them, they're not really that kind of high Italian defensive quality that we've come to them. So I think they are really below par from what we expect of guys. Drogba. Oh, hi HH. As a Nigerian, if you had any chance to host the World Cup in Nigeria, generally with either Ghana or Cameroon, which one would you choose? Ghana, because of previous experiences with the joint African World Cup and cultural as two Anglophone nations, which have exchanged a lot of culture. Cameroon because of its location bordering Nigeria, or a third option. This will never happen because all these countries are too corrupt. Well, that's a whole other conversation. I'd say Ghana, because of our close ties with Ghana. We're literally like cousins. So it would definitely make sense, and I think we probably get along a lot better than with Cameroon. Because I know a lot of Ghanaian guys. When I go back to Nigeria, there's a lot of Ghana influence going back and forth there. So yeah, Ghana makes more sense than Cameroon. So he has known. Oh, I think this is Lombardo. Hey, HH, do you think Portugal should take Nani to the World Cup? Yes. Though he hasn't been great at club level recently, he seems to always turn up for Portugal and was one of the key players in the Euro 2016 when he scored 3 goals. He has to play. Nani, forget about club career. What do you do for your country? Nani is great for his country, so he should play. Also, do you think Argentina should take Mascherano and Zabaleta to Russia? Yes. Because that team needs all the help they can get. If they go with Mascherano and Zabaleta, old school, rough ensemble guys, well. Blackwater, hi HH, I want to offer you to make a change in your horseman criteria. If the basic criteria is a World Cup win, then it should be not just about winning, but also about how you win. The player must be amazing throughout the tournament. He must be a leader who takes pressure and have a key role in winning a World Cup. Zidane doesn't fulfill this criteria. He was nothing special in '98, excluding the one-sided final against demoralized opposition. But if you use what he did in 2006 as an argument to put him in a horseman list, then you should have put there some other players who did big things in the World Cup but couldn't win it. Just as Zidane in 2006, for example, Baji in 1994. No player in the history of the game had the kind of game that Zidane had in 2006. I'm sorry. I keep reminding people, what Zidane did in that game against Brazil for me, it's the greatest individual performance I've ever seen in my life. Put it out. It is the greatest individual performance I've ever seen in my life. So to do that, something that no other player in the history has ever done in a World Cup, or a game of that magnitude against the clear favourites of that World Cup, gives you horseman status. Plus winning the World Cup in '98, plus winning a Champions League as a manager, winning a La Liga as a manager, a whole ball of wax gives him the horseman status. Kalem, hey, do you think Colombia are one of the dark horses for the World Cup, and how far do you think they can go? Also, I think they're the dark horses, but I don't see them going beyond the quarters. I think quarters max. Also, if Falcao had been fit for the World Cup in 2014, do you think they would have been as good without James being the main man, or even better and potentially have beaten Brazil? No, it would have been the same thing. I think that was a blessing in disguise. Maybe it would have helped, but I still don't think they would have been able to beat Brazil. And even if they beat Brazil and they got to the semis, they would have been taken out by Germany. That was Germany's World Cup all the way. Raghav Jha, hey HH, greetings from India. Thank you. Keep up with the good work. And you are arguably the best football analyst. Thank you very much. My question is, should oppositions be scared of Asensio more than anybody else at Real Madrid? I think this boy can go a pretty long way. What do you think? And also, who would you take? Peak Suarez at Liverpool in 2013 or Salah this season? As much as I hate the Cannibal, Peak Cannibal was really ridiculous. He was absolutely ridiculous. So I've got to roll with peak cannibal. Should the opposition be scared of Asensio more than anybody else? I think you should still be worried about Cristiano because of his goal-scoring prowess, but Asensio is a problem because of his speed, his potency, his fearlessness, the confidence he has in him. When you're going up against a young player who has no fear, who is as good as he is, that is a dangerous, dangerous proposition. It's far more dangerous than an older established player who may be second-guessing, because this boy doesn't second-guess. He just goes, man. So yeah, he's definitely one to watch, but not the main guy to watch. Max Okudnov, hey HH, my question for this week is, what do you make of Neymar's season at PSG? What should he have done differently, and should he have formed a tighter bond on the pitch with Cavani? Thank you for putting on the best football analysis. You're the best, brother. Nothing, man. I mean, it is what it is. I still believe if Neymar was fit for the second leg, I don't know whether the beast were made it, but it would have been very interesting. It would have been a very, very interesting game to have. So we were robbed of that. And I just feel like if you're the superstar, you are that good, what could he have done differently? Remember, they are going to win Ligue 1. They're probably going to win the French Cup as well. And he didn't play in the second leg. Because people say, oh, even if he played in the second leg, they would have still have lost. We don't know that. So what if he played in the second leg and somehow they turned things around and they're now playing in a quarterfinal? Then the story is still being written. So to say that he had a failure for PSG in his season doesn't make sense, because in that crucial game in the Champions League, he was injured. He wasn't playing. So we can't give a finality yet on that. And from Mikey Boy, hey HH, what's your opinion on Americans saying American football is better than the real football? They're complete psychos, complete morons. I told you, it's called American egg ball. Or sorry, I call it American handball. Or sorry, no, American hand egg, because it's not a ball, it's an egg. So it's American hand egg. Okay. Football is foot to ball. How often do they use their feet to kick the ball in American football? Not very often. So it should be called American handball, really. So I'll give it the flipping ball. American handball is how I call it. Football is football because you use the foot on the flipping ball for 99% of the flipping time. So yeah. So guys, that is it for this. Then remember to listen to the Talking Tactics that happens every single Tuesday. That comes out every single Tuesday, recorded on Monday. Remember, head to the website. Remember to, if you want more on the Q&A, more content, more analysis, insights, and just much more from the Football Hot, think about becoming a patron. Just head to the Patreon, look at which subscription basis that's best suited to you, and then benefit from more beautiful footballing content and some little behind the scenes stuff as well. So yeah, that is it from me. And yeah, I will see you again next week for more Q&A. Remember, head to the website, go to contact us, and then I will be able to answer your questions by sending in by them from email, either football related or non-football related. Stay true and stay black. Thank you for watching this video. Think about pledging and become a Half of Football Hot patron. Pledge an amount each month and gain access to exclusive videos from your boy, the Football Hot, for more analysis. Peace.